as a human being. Oh, why me? But why I'm the victim? Why? Oh my God. No. I learned that because I question myself. And after starting that, I learned that it's not why. It's for what.
Welcome again to another episode of I Got an Accent, so what? Thank you so much, Clara In Action. For those that know my amazing Clarita, like how we call her with much joy and cariño, thank you for coming today at this amazing episode that we're going to be talking about a lot of things.
Yes.
That I know many are interested, many are curious, and to be an inspiration for many others before. But before anything, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, comment, share in any platform, YouTube, whatever you feel comfortable with. Your support is tremendous. Your support let us know that we're in the right track. So please comment, subscribe, share, download, and all that. Right, producer? I miss my producer. When she was so active with us. But we're in the new studios. And Clara, this is our new studio. This is my first official episode in this studio.
Love it. I'm the lucky one.
You are. Clara is always lucky.
Yes.
But for those that don't know Clara is actually, without aging her, she is the oldest realtor in our company and organization for 14 years with us, with Gea Properties, and now Nexus with LPT, a very veteran in real estate. I call her my lawyer at heart because she's always fighting for everybody, for justicia, mi justiciera.
Yes, I am. Yes,
but at the same time, is the most full of life woman I've ever met.
Thank you, Gea.
You know, just like how you are dressed up like now, right now, that you bring that light to others, that's what you do to all of us. You bring so much joy. A woman that knows where you're standing, when you are, and when you speak, everybody listens. And I want to commend you for that.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to be here. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. First of all, for great things that have been happening to my life. Yeah. And I want to share that with everybody. So just let me know when we're going to start.
We're going to start.
I'm ready. I'm in action.
So, la rumbera más grande de Orlando, she said no. But in every other story, there it is. Clara in all the videos, because she records everything. How did that happen? That love for, you document everything. It's like you take us, all of us, in your journey, and it's beautiful.
Because that's why I call my name an action. Life is an action. And everything that we do is an action. I really don't, at the beginning, I didn't like photograph it. Mm-hmm. I met a lady who does makeup, and she took like 1,000 pictures for herself. So I was like, why you do that? Why many pictures? And she made me realize that this is our moment today. Mm-hmm. And you have to take pictures because we get older, and you have to know what you're doing, and you have to have memories. So that was like, wow, okay, so you met beautiful people that teach you and help you. Now, if you have the type of person to understand and cap the message, you will do it. Otherwise, the message is go away and you're not paying attention. So since then, I was like, woo, take pictures and do it. And this is why I call myself an action, because life is an action.
For sure is. When you follow this woman over here, everything in her is an action. From pressure washing her house, from having her exotic speeding car. You should see her, and always looking for your chakras and doing all that, trying to maintain yourself wholesome, and you're always so full of life. But
trying to be.
I want to go back from, how was it for you growing up in Colombia?
Oh, well, going back to that, I grew up, and I was thinking about that in the car, and I was like, well, how am I going to start this? Well, I grew up with people older than me, always. This is maybe I'm so mature since I was a little kid. I thought that when you get older is when you're going to be rich and wiser. That's what I thought. And when I came to this country by myself at the age of 18, I realized that I see people older than me not being wiser, not being rich. So it changed my mentality of, okay, so what happened? I grew up with my family. We're five siblings, and my mom and my dad, they're always together, even that, there's a lot of things going on, but they always stick in there. My mom says, you have to keep, it's a limitations of belief sometimes that we follow what they tell us to do. I'm not judging my family or my mom or my dad. I just saying in general, this is how they do things because they think this is the good thing that they can teach you so you can grow up and have a good life. But nobody tells you, hey, this is the book for life. This is what's going to happen. Hey, you have Google if you something wrong in your life. So this is how you're going to do it, from finances, everything. So I grew up with a lot of love. Very naive in the sense of not having a lot of world, because I'm coming from a small town in Colombia. It was not a big city, but that way these people help others, it's amazing. So I grew up with that. You don't have the mentality of doing bad to anybody. And when I came to this country, I see the opposite. Like, whoa, this is crazy. This is what's going on, right? Like, I never seen a nightclub with naked people and all those things. I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
So I've been in even driving. I was driving from a small town, driving to an expressway in Miami because I grew up in Miami. And Miami is crazy as well. It's a crazy life. So I grew up with that. I came here because my parents didn't have money at that time to give me the opportunity to go to college. So I say, okay, so I'm done. I have to create my own life. And that's how I came here. I'm very grateful that I have a family who helped me and support me to grow up, and then there we go. This is how I do it.
How old are you when you arrived to Miami?
18 years old. By myself, no boyfriend, no kids, no anybody. I was single.
You mentioned that you come from a small town. And now I understand what you used to be called La Llanerita. It is kind of like a cowboy kind of town.
Yes, it's like a Texas.
Like
it's like the plains here, Arkansas, or Texas.
Southern. Okay.
That's pretty much. I'm like a cow girl, pretty much.
Cowgirl,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
It's
That's
funny.
why I'm wild.
She's wild.
Yes,
But
pretty much.
even though you guys, the innocent and the naiveness that you talk about, it's a naiveness because you were not so exposed to maybe like Medellin or Bogota, bigger cities that there's so much, not that, but what we call it, maldad,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How you saying that you grew up in that town, naive, but with much dreams and expectations. At what age do you thought and you knew that Clara wants something more from life and I'm coming to the United States? When did you realize and you were, I want something?
Wow. Well, growing up, we were like middle class. My parents worked so hard; they have their own business forever. I grew up with my mom. I think she having our own business. I grew up with my mom all the time. This is why maybe the way I am in administration and adjustment and paperwork and all that, because my dad has his own business, so my brother worked with my dad, the hard work, and I worked with myself, with my mom, going to the bank, talk to the people to get money, and resolving issues when they don't have money, let's do this and resolve. Got solutions, getting solutions for the things that they need at that time. So I grew up with that. My mom is a strong woman, and I'm very grateful to select my family. I do not regret anything in the sense of who they are. Of course, family have issues and problems, but at this point, we're very close as a brothers and sisters. We support each other in the sense of everybody's here now in the United States with me. But I realized that when my mom says, I'm sorry, I don't have money for you to go to college. So I had this dream that I remember always love airplanes. So I said, when I graduated from high school, I said, well, I'm going to be an airline administrator, something like that. Wow. So I came here dreaming that, because I love airplanes, that even my signature is an airplane. I realized that, well, it's not easy because, as an immigrant, you don't have documentations, it's a process, and all these things. So you have big walls that it doesn't let you flow. However, working hard and getting all these things done with hard work. Because people think like, oh yeah, I'm going to the United States, they're making money, blah, blah, blah. But they don't know how you get here, how hard it is to build the little things that you have or the big things you have later. So it's when I realized, no, I'm going to the United States. I don't have to wait anymore. That was pretty much a dream of my mom as well, because she always wants to come here, but she couldn't because never had the opportunity or no one helped her to be here.
Of course.
So we find a solution and we find someone who was able. That I want to say thank you to the Mora family in Miami. Thank you, because they're the ones who give me the opportunity to come.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm being grateful in life in the sense of, because I don't see nothing that is bad in life. It's bad. It's a blessing. It's being a blessing. We see it bad. Oh, no, I'm bad. These things happen to me, and I'm so. Oh my God, why me? Why me? It's not. It's I realize, but we talk about that later. I'll tell you why.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So, fighter mentality. A family give you an opportunity, right? Everybody has a Mora family in their life.
Really?
Same thing with Jeremy. Not the name, but what they did for your family. Same thing for us, for me, and for Jeremy. That somebody gave us that opportunity. So that's I think the fire comes from that. You don't want it allowed to let that person down with what they did, right? And it's beautiful now that I see everything that you have accomplished, that it was not given
You
to
didn't know about that.
No.
You don't know. And I know you for how long? My goodness. We never talk about
14,
this.
15 years.
So it's a big journey.
Yeah.
Big journey. And then I have a goal, because leaving your parents or your family in another country, it's like, okay, I promised my parents, I say, give me 5 years and you guys are coming with me, because I know this is my mom's dream. And I work hard. I did work hard, and my dream come true. I met my ex-husband, which is the dad of my 2 sons that I have right now. And that support is like, once you get a goal and you work harder and this is what you want to do. I was 5 years not able to be in Colombia or going back, not seeing your family. And I know every immigrant in this country had the same issue, but people don't understand that. It's like, I come here and I need my papers now, and I'm going to resolve this, and this is how we're going to do it, and this is what I want. It's not. It's a process, and you have to respect and wait for that.
Absolutely.
Behave good, be a good citizen, so you can get what you want.
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
So you were the first one that
Yes.
came to the United States,
Yes.
and then brought your family along.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Mom, dad.
Big process, big transition.
Yeah, and it's like maybe it was a purpose, but after the years, it's like you realize when everything happened in life, it's like, and I think everybody is like me, thinking about your family and how to help them, pretty much. But sometimes I feel like, okay, what if I didn't do that? What if I was selfish and not think about anybody and just remove my bags and do it myself? I think I will be on the top, because every time I found something good, I give it to my parents. Houses. I own houses in Miami. I got a good deal and I give it to my mom and my dad because I wanted, like pushing. You were pushing everybody. But what about you?
I think you're saying that, but you are a person and you're a giver.
And yes, I am. I am a giver, that in the sense that I learned that too, Gia. I be learning that you give sometimes too much because this is what you have in your heart. But people don't appreciate that, and we're going to talk about that later, and you're going to know why. But yes, I'm a giver. I think God created me with a huge heart, even with animals. I tell me whatever you want to call it, but I'm the one who has a bread in my hand, and I just throw it away for my birds.
You do.
Because I think even the birds. And God says, no, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'll give him their food. But, this is me.
You're a selfless person. So you're super and vibrant personality, vibrant woman. And it's funny because we make fun of ourselves, and I tell you all the time, wherever Clara arrived, she set that room on fire. In a good way.
Yes.
Like if we were all boring and you arrive, what do you mean? Why are you not standing up? Come on, life is good. You're like, she is that mama bear motivational, you know, the way you express yourself.
Yeah, because I
Explain
feel
to us why.
this is me. You know, every time I go everywhere, it's like me. I feel like, because my dad told me, when you are going to work, work. If you're going to eat, eat. And you're going to have fun, have fun. You know, it's like we don't do that. Like, oh, I'm not gonna do. No, if I'm gonna have time to dance, and I dance with myself. I mean, I don't need a dancer next to me. I do it because I flow with the music. And for me, music is my vibration. It's my body, and I'm enjoying the moment. And I don't think about anybody around. And everybody can see me on the stage dancing myself, and can see me in all the parties that you guys been having. I've been in all the videos. I'm the only one who's dancing. But this is who I am. I dance in my house. I love to dance. I don't know why, but for me, it's like a free spirit. Just let go. Be you. And when I see someone, because I realize this in life, you know, there's a lot of people that we don't have conscience and the way we speak. We say negative things. And it could be, you know, I've been seeing, I want to, you know, like yesterday I have a client that she calls me, and she wants to see a house with her daughter. She's 11 years old. And she says, oh, yeah, I say, well, let's meet together. And she's like, yeah, but I have to wait for my daughter. Like, people are afraid of her kids. And I was like, no. And she says, yeah, I have to wait for my daughter, because if I don't see the house with her, she's going to kill me. I say, watch your words. Cancel those. And, you know, cancel those words. I say that all the time.
Yes.
Because sometimes we don't realize what we said. And I believe that, you know, I told people all this time,
What you say, you attract.
The universe is like a magic bottle. I mean, whatever you say, it is what it comes to you. And then you're going to say, oh, but what this happened to me? Well, guys, you don't realize, and you don't have conscience what you're speaking and what you're saying. And I said to her, please do not say that. Cancel those words, because you don't realize. Oh, yeah, I said it all the time. I said, no, that's
You
not
said
good.
it. We call it Clara cancelado, because when we say something, it's cancelado, cancelado.
Cancel.
And when we used to think, but as a joke, cancelado. But it's true, Clara, and that's why you bring so much energy to yourself that is that a right word, infectious? Like with those around you. There's my son going. By the way, guys, I have my son in the back scene helping us this summer. Thank you, my love. Love you.
Yes.
Cancelado. We cancel those negativity, but you are like that, the biggest supporter for everybody. Let me tell you, I've never seen Clara envious of anybody. At the contrary, she celebrates everybody's wins because you're so secure of what you bring to the table. Such a vibrant woman that wherever you set your foot in that room, people not only notice you, but you impart them your energy.
And they want to hang out with me.
And
Oh, I want to be
hang
your
out
friend.
with
I want to
you.
be your friend. Oh, my God. I never seen that. I was like, oh, my God. Yeah, okay. No problem.
But it's because who you are and how you are.
I'm an open mind in the sense of, I think for me, everybody's equal. In the sense of no matter what. You can be the president of the United States, or you can be a homeless. For me, I see everybody on the
Human.
same level.
We all bleed the same.
Because I don't see the bodies, and I don't see how much money you have. I see your soul. I see what is inside of that person. You know? That's pretty much how I live my life. And this is why I see everybody. Like, I see someone and it's like, oh, I know you forever. Like, you know?
You feel it.
And I talk to them, and they're like, oh, I like that. And thank you very much for saying that. I say, well, sometimes God give us people around us to give us the message that you don't realize. Or maybe you need that message in that moment, and they don't know how to to spread that to you,
Of
right?
course.
So I've been learning a lot of stuff, and I'm a learner. I am student of life. I keep learning. You see that I'll go to all the seminars, all these classes.
That's
I want to
another
know
thing.
more. I want to know more. Like I want to know, and I don't know anything, and I want to know more because maybe this is a way that I can help others. Because I learned a lesson in Miami that. It was a personal experience when the doctor did a mistake to myself when I got Michael's, my second son, and because it was tough for me. That's how life starts. Like what's going on, right? So I feel like if I knew better or I had better knowledge, I will win my case of $2 million. But I canceled that case because my values and oh my God, what people's gonna think. He cut my tubes.
Wow.
I was 25, 26 without permission. And it was a win-win. I went to the court and I said, no, I don't want anything because I'm suffering and blah, blah. And that's how I get divorced with my first husband because he blamed me about that. But there's certain things that we don't know. So maybe that was a lesson to wake up and say, okay, you need to start researching. And we don't have this much technology that we have now, right? I see now computers telling you what to do. It's unbelievable. Or listen to you. So yeah. So I learned that. And so for me, it was like a trauma process,
Malpractice.
postpartum, malpractice, blah, blah. So I don't trust doctors. I'm sorry. At that time, okay? Not now, but at that time. And since then, I was like, I need to learn because this is not going to happen to me anymore. So I can help others and guide them in any sense. Because I don't do just, real estate or, I do like now meditation, new beliefs, new things to know about life, what's going on.
And it's beautiful. I think that's you being that light to many others. However, this beautiful flower full of energy have had dark moments as well.
Of course, I'm a human being. Of course, absolutely.
What would you say it's been one of the biggest challenge in your life?
I think I have a lot. Maybe that's the way I am. Because if I don't have those challenges in life, I will not be the person who I am right now. My first divorce was very tough. My ex-husband pretty much abandoned my kids. They were 2 years old and 4 years old. And I moved forward. With that. It was tough. I lost like 100 pounds and I was devastated. But then, I see that times, if you have a question today, sooner or later, you're going to have an answer for that question. You just have to have patience to get to that point. And then you start connecting dots, right? I met my second husband. I take time for myself. Once you break up with a relationship, you need to think about stay yourself. I was concentrated in my kids, helping. My family was me at that time. Grow up, I own my own houses. I always work and get these things, but you have to take time for yourself before to start a new relationship. I learned that, but now I can tell you more about that. So what I did was, and this is my secret between you and I got an accent, so what? When I learned that lesson and I see my kids suffering, looking at me in depression. I didn't know they call it depression. Now they call it depression. I don't know. I was crying. I don't know how to wake up. I don't want to do anything. I did a list of how it's going to be my second person. This list is going to have what I want in a person in my life. Because the first one I believe is maybe it was because he was just to bring my two kids in my life, but I'm wonderful and grateful to have those two, my best friends, Larry and Michael.
But shout out to them.
But the second time I did that, I did my list. So since then, I think I wake up more because everybody have a purpose in life, guys. The thing what it is we're not waking up to that. because we're busy following the social people. We following now technology. We're busy working. We're busy getting goals. We're busy doing a lot of stuff that, yes, it can bring you everything, but it doesn't bring you happiness inside your soul and your life. That's how I see it. So I did my list of my second husband is gonna be like that. Well, I found it. I did found it. With the only difference that, yeah, you're not 20 years old anymore. You're gonna find a husband that he has kids, ex-wife, and all these, conflicts, and it's not gonna be, single. But it was good because I have my own kids too. So I was single with two kids. So it's okay, right? I was in that relationship, hold on, 20 years?
A long time.
20 years, and we got married 10 years ago, 11 years, yep. And
In
then,
Key West, we were part of that wedding.
yes, Jeremy was my DJ.
Jeremy was Black Skull. Jeremy, by the way, was the DJ of that wedding.
Yeah, we have fun. We have fun. Yeah. Well, we were boyfriend and girlfriend 10 years. Hello, that was a red flag for me. I never thought about it, but I don't want to get married because I learned my lesson in the first one, so I don't want to do that.
You were jaded, so you didn't want to get married. So
yes.
you got married.
Yes, and who told me that?
Somebody suggested that on her. We're not going to mention her, but it was myself and my sister-in-law.
It was just a comment, like I learned that, marriage is just a business, but I learned today in the process that I am right now, there's no justice, there's no business, there's no help. I mean, gene, and this is what is black and white, and that's it. It doesn't matter if you suffer, if you be cheating, if you having all the things. It doesn't matter for them, for the law. But it's been very, very tough. So after that, 20 years, 10 years married, I got separated. Okay. I got tired. I got done of the same. Like the routine, like the routine that you see your husband working, and not traveling, not getting things, and we're like, he's getting his stuff and I'm getting my stuff, and you don't realize that. You don't realize what, he's doing his stuff for his kids, I'm doing my stuff for my kids, because when you're independent, you are apart and you don't even notice. Yeah, you're in a relationship and you respect that and you're being loyal to that and you're being, grateful and happy, and you're in that comfort zone because you're happy and you're with your kids and your family, and you don't see nothing is normal. You see it normal. I'm sorry. You see it like
nothing
it's normal.
Wrong, nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with that. But after years, you realize, like, okay, so what is next? And I get tired of that. I say, and I see, I see you guy, and I believe he's gonna see this. You've been working a lot, but I don't see a penny. So what is the point to work? I work and I invest my money and make my,
of course, double
the money. We as a woman in the house, is like we are drivers, and we want to do everything, in the sense of cleaning, cooking, take care of the kids, take the kids to the daycare, and man is the one who has to work and provide to your house. But sometimes when you're a single mom, like I was a single mom, you don't pretend no one to bring you anything or do anything because you're doing yourself. And I learned that. And when you get someone, please, no, it have to be 50-50. There have to be a commitment. Even though I throw away the garbage, you do it the same day, another day, so we can be together on the same page. I say
it's a different thematic. It's a different thematic, especially when you're coming from, from two different. It's a blended family in a sense. Your children, my children, and us, right? So definitely, 200% agree with you. It's not even 50-50. I'm a strong believer that in marriages, it have to be 100% and 100%.
Thank you.
Because if you give your 50, means you're not giving me your all.
Or sometimes you're giving the 100 or 200, and the other person is giving 50,
25.
and you see it normal, and you don't. And I realized this when I have my niece coming to my house, because when you do things, you see it normal. You think it's normal, but when you see you have people outsiders coming to you and say, I was working at the airport at that time, and as a commercial properties, and I was doing real estate, and I'm going home. I always cook. because this is the beliefs that they tell us to do,
Our
right?
moms.
Being a great wife and make everybody happy, and this is not right. This is not the point. So she came to my house and she says, I want to tell you something. And she's very mature as well. She's my old soul as well. She came and says, I didn't know, Aunt, that you were like this. And I say, what do you mean? Yeah, you're like a little ant. Go to work, dun, come home, doing cooking, and I don't see anybody else doing anything here. Yeah, they do certain chores, of course, but not the 100% that you give. They give, 40 or 50 or 30 or 60, because everybody has chores and responsibilities, but not all the things. So that was a wake-up call for me. And she says, she put two circles, and she says, this is life. This is the planet Earth, and this is the spiritual life, that you have to have both. And I see you in the materialistic life. And I don't see you here. What's going on? So that was another wake-up call for me. Okay, so now what? I was very stressed, because that's the other thing. When you work and you're trying to get, things and all that, you forgot about everything what is around as well. And you don't realize those things until something happened, you know? They remove you from that comfort zone.
Yes.
So I realized that, and it's when I said, after 4 years working at Goa, I said, I need to resign. Yeah, great benefits, good money, powerful job, because you're working with Goa. But what about me? I need to do something different for me. And then is when my marriage start having more complications, in the sense of
Challenges.
and a lot of things, until one day we said, no, we cannot do this. Now what?
Do you think it has to do as well, and I think that you describe, it's something that our mothers put on us as women, if you notice, and that's why you see generations, situations.
Doing the same mistakes they
Yes.
did.
The women's supposed to make sure that everything in the house is taken care. Yeah, 60
That's a
years
culture.
ago, 60 years ago, 100 years ago, that was the only woman job. But when you put a thematic of a working woman at the same platform as a man,
Yes.
that's when you start saying, fudge, I'm doing more than you, because I'm also providing as you,
Exactly.
while taking care of the kids, you, me, and then the first person that lack, who is it?
Me.
Us.
And then they say, why you're so mad? Why you're so angry? And on top of everything, they criticize you, but they don't know you're being crazy and tired. And then they want some goody-goody. Goody-goody, or great night, or they want the stripper, or they want the friend. And you say, oh, I'm tired, I'm done.
I'm
But
not a
they don't
machine.
understand, because man doesn't think the same way as a woman. Of course not. Because they're from Jupiter or Mars, I don't know, and we are from Jupiter. Two different things, two different planets. But yeah, that's the problem. Years back, yeah, the woman is the one who stays in the house, but not now. All these women now, they want to get go-getters. They want to get their own things. But I think to find someone is not to make you happy, because you have to learn to be happy yourself first. I learned that too. Because you trying to, I want to make everybody happy, and I want to find someone who makes me happy. No, I learned that now that I'm being separated, because I separated for a couple of years, not that long. It was a strong
Battle.
pain to wake up and realize, okay, what do I need to do in order for me to change? Because that happened the first time, but it was not different, because I cannot compare my first one with the second one, because the first one was for a doctor and a mistake. We complain, to others, but what about me? So I was telling you about that I realized, okay, Clara, just relax, because you cry and you don't understand, and you have a lot of questions, and you're still loving that person, and one day, ghosted you and disappear, and doesn't know anything about that. You start asking yourself, okay, what happened? It was my fault, because that's what you think. Or you say, it's my fault. No, it's not my fault. You realize, yes, it could be our fault, because it's a couple, of course. I'm not perfect, but starting, instead of, it was hard for me. I lost like 25 pounds already.
Yes.
And everybody noticed that. My, how you call it, semblante, my soul, everything changed. I changed a lot from who I was before, who I am right now. Because after everything, after that separation and personal things happened to me at that time in 2021, with my son who got cancer, lymphoma, and Michael got into an accident.
Yes.
And then I got separated. It was tough.
Yeah.
So it's a wake up call, but like, okay, so what's going on? So what I did is, I'm not gonna keep doing the same thing that I was doing before. I need to close this book and open a new one and start realizing what is going on. What do I need in order for me to change my life? Why all these things happens to me, right? And I start writing, asking questions. Why this is going on? Why I have all these challenges? Why these dark days? Do I missing something? Do I have to find? So I start digging. I love research. That's how I think. I love research because I'm good at it. I like to, have the answer to that question, right? Why? It's not, oh yeah, it's black. Okay, I want to know why it's black. Why is black? Let's move and dig more in that. So what I realize is, it's not about us. It's about our lives and our ancestors that we never thought about it. And I know religion sometimes, or the beliefs, is a lot of limitations in our lives because we're like this. This is what they tell us, that this is the right thing to do. And we doing the same thing with our kids and the new generations. I'm sorry. But for me, it works. For me, digging into myself, learning more about me, thinking, okay, what do I need to change? How I can express, how I can learn more about me. Guys, I did it going back to my patio, no shoes, and start walking and asking the universe and the skies, what is it? I pray. I was in my knees and I said, God,
I'm yours.
take me, do me, anything that you want me to do. Because 3 things at the same time is tough.
It was tough years, guys. I remember you going through the separation. It was Larry was the one with.
Yeah.
Larry was diagnosed. He was going through the. He went through a whole entire chemo. Imagine that to a woman out there, that you're going through a second marriage. All of a sudden, things are not working. You know this person. What happened in life. All of a sudden, your son get diagnosed with a lymphoma cancer. Super young. How he was 24 at that time. The second one gets into accident. There's a big stop in our life. There's a big stop where you start questioning everything as you just express it.
And I learned that. When those things happens to you, you think, oh my God, why me? That's the first question everybody asks a human being. Oh, why me? But why? I'm the victim. Why? Oh my God. No. I learned that because I question myself. And after starting that, I learned that it's not why. It's for what. For what is the key word. Do you want me? Because God doesn't give you bad things, guys. It's not. Sometimes they help us to remove in the comfort zone. And I'm telling you, this is what you want. I want you to become, but you're not listening because you're busy in your life, doing a lot of stuff by yourself, and you cannot do it by yourself.
And God gets your attention.
And says, I'm here. So since that day, my life changed.
Absolutely.
I smell new life, new emotional, physically, spiritually, psychologically. I mean, it's been a lot of things, but you have to do it yourself because everybody had the potential. Everybody have the gift. That's why we're here in planet Earth. God gave us the opportunity to find out, okay, what is my purpose in life, right? But yeah, okay, but how you find it? Oh, who's gonna tell me? Oh, I'm waiting for someone to tell me. No, it's have time for yourself. I do this because before I wake up, cook, running like crazy, and then go and work, come back and do the same thing. Now, no, I wake up, and the first thing in the morning is thank you for another wonderful day. I go walk my dogs. I take my time. I have my schedule for my work. I take my time to meditate for 20, 25 minutes and get my answers because we have an answers inside ourselves, but we don't have time for us ever.
We don't want to look at them. I think we shut down our ears and our visions, and sometimes we're like, God, but give me a sign. The signs are always there.
And your heart.
It's just that you put God to the side and you want to figure it out yourself until God allows you to hit yourself against that wall, and you're like, ow, it hurt. You start crying like a big crybaby. But I love this episode on, especially Clara, because we've all gone through. I know nothing compared to you with you, but we have watched from the side, and we all been rooting because it's some challenges that came to you to destroy you. Now, how do you find your identity after separation or divorce? You know, for those women out there that they have those exact same answers, questions like you, how do you pick up the pieces to find the woman that you are today?
Well, that's a great question, and I have a question as well because I feel like after meditation, I have a lot of dreams. Dreams talk to you, but sometimes we don't pay attention to those, or we do not remember those dreams. So what I do, I have my book next to my nightstand, and I wake up with a dream and I write it down because there's a message. So I start connecting all the dots. And when you remove yourself from that crazy life and materialistic life, okay, we need to work and we need to survive. Don't get me wrong. But you need to have more time for yourself. Be peaceful so you get answers because that happens to me. I was like, okay, so how I meditate, how I learn this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to get in there. How I start doing this because I never did. So they tell you, how to breathe, blah, blah, blah. And then I have a great experience of something was telling me all the answers of my questions. But I was like, in my mind, I was like, oh, but I'm thinking myself. And they said, no, it's not yourself. It's the conscience. I was like, huh? I couldn't understand. So since that day, I was like, okay, I love this. This is amazing. But you have to learn how to connect. You have to learn how to know yourself inside. So how I did this. So everything after that happens that I have my questions in my book, I move forward to look into a more deep of family, ancestors, life, how our ancestors are coming on, what happens, what they did. Do you know your fifth, third, eighth generation? Do you know what they did? Do you know what happens? Do you know if they steal? Do you know if they kill someone because they want a piece of land?
No, absolutely.
So
our generations, and that's what's called generation curse, goes up to third and fourth generation.
Because we don't know what they did. So I start digging on that, start reading books. I have a friend of mine, Marjali Del Sol. Thank you very much for your book. That book was 400 pages, and I read it in 4 days because I was getting into it. Try to understand life because at that point, it's like you don't understand. You don't know what's going on. Why I'm passing through this? Why me? Why my kids? Why my husband, my ex-husband, my family, blah, 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 all these questions. So for me, that's how it works.
So the book helped you finding?
The book, the meditation, the new life, the new connection, disconnect, unplug myself to too much of other busy stuff that, sometimes it's like you see things and in life, like, I don't know, what is going on here. But then you learn to not judge anyone. You learn to understand people's behaviors, trying to see why this person acts the way they act. It's not their fault. It's a process. But everybody's sleeping now. No judgment, but I was there too. I was sleeping until something happened and they wake you up and then say, okay, it's up to you. You want to move forward or you want to kill yourself and stay here. You're going to push your button and restart mentality, conscience, and everything. And this is how I do it. This is how I do it.
So definitely a woman that had to search to find that identity within yourself. What am I doing wrong? What caused me
'cause you
to
blame
react?
yourself.
What
It's
caused
me.
me to react this way? Do you have any regrets?
No. No regrets, because for me, all the good things and bad things in life is being a blessing. I told my husband, he's still my husband, I say, even him who made me have a lot of pain, even though with my kids, for me, maybe as a mother, to know the person who loved my kids and being with my kids since they were little kids, he forgot about them too.
That's painful.
That's painful. So I feel like that kills my heart. But I do not regret anything. And I told him by the phone when we talked, I said, I want to say thank you for being my master, for tell me and show me. Because even though, it was not bad. With him, I was able to go to college. I was able to, grow up and help my kids. And he did a good things as well. And I'm being grateful for that.
Absolutely.
I do not regret anything in my life because I know who I am in the sense of, and I can say this to the new person or the new ladies, because there's a lot of people passing through this process, but sometimes we don't know. And we have kids, little kids, and they're being stressed out. But what I can say is trying to find someone that they can guide you and tell you good people, not, doing the opposite, but going crazy and getting drugs, because I say that. Now I understand why people are alcoholics, why they're in drugs, why they doing that. They were good people, now they're in the bad, because that's
Behavior, yeah.
that's the negativity. I never call it evil, but that's the negativity wants you to do. It goes to the other side. But you have to be stronger and wiser to say, no, I can do this, because there's a big light and beautiful future for you.
Not to go to a destructive way, because we can go very destructive real quick.
Oh, yeah.
My
Definitely.
last question, Clara. This is being so insightful and so very refreshing in itself, because I know many women are going through this situation.
And there's a lot of people who doesn't know about this that I'm saying here.
I know, and I appreciate
Even though I post everything in my in action, Clara In Action.
Yeah, but now your personal.
But now my personal life, because and I disappeared for a little bit.
A long time.
Everybody was like, "Where's Clara? What happened to Clara?" I was in my own life. I'm meditating and doing other things. Growing up as
you were going through a process, and I think we all respected that, because nobody knows the timing. And I think timing cures, heals, and restores everything. So, only you know that. But I remember we reconnected not that long ago in Gianfranco's birthday that you were with us, and I was like, I definitely want to interview you, because if it was, and I ask your permission, if it's okay with you, because it's tough, and I tell you, you're such a brave woman to open it up like that and say, hey, I also did mistake in certain way. It was not all the other side, but finding who you are and finding your identity and redoing things better. That's what being human it's all about.
And I believe the timing is perfect, because I will not be able to speak with you a year ago.
No.
Because I'm going to be in tears. I'm going to be crying. I'm going to be exploding. I'm going to be other person. But now that you pass through this process, I see I'm calm. I'm not crying. I'm not regretting. I'm being grateful for everything that happens. I say, God, thank you, because you opened my eyes and you show me the reality and the purpose that I'm going to be to help others for free, for God's sakes. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff because I see a lot of people, oh, yeah, they're influencers and all that. But, you have to. I'm the kind of person that I like to see more into it. Like, what
Genuine
do
help.
Yes.
Genuinely help now without doing something just even to get more subscriber, more follower. Truly, truly, and honestly, do something for this earth and for this planet and for this society. And
Just to help others.
it's like Anthony Robbins, says the most gratifying thing that he has ever accomplished in life.
I like him a lot.
Is giving. He says, when you give, you receive a ton more. And I promise my last question. I forgot I had a last questions. What would you tell that little girl if you had an opportunity to see her again? That small Clarita. What would you tell her?
Wow. Ooh. Don't trust too much because not everybody is a good person like you. Be and get time for that little girl that you have inside. When you want to have an ice cream, just have it. Because I cohabited in my life to have an ice cream, to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and have a sweets. Because for me, it's like, no. There we go, limitations of belief. Like, oh no, I'm gonna get fat. I don't want this. Just if you have the time for the little girl that you have inside, because everybody have the little one inside. I learned to say, stay away, because now this is the growing up woman, Clara. And I'm not gonna do anything mature just to make somebody happy or to just follow so they can accept me in the society. Pretty much.
Thank you, Clara.
Thank you.
Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being raw. I think it's the next level of healing when we become vulnerable, when we become raw about things, because that makes us human. We're not the machines. We're not the computers.
No, we're not.
But thank you for that I know, right? Thank you for this lovely interview, and hope that it can help many, many out there. Any questions, familia, write it down, let us know. Please follow my amazing sister, Clara In Action. She's super full of life. Clara, what's your last name on social media?
QSN, because, oh, God. I need to change my last name again.
If you follow me and you put Clara, she'll be the first one come up.
Clara,
so
yeah.
many years. I'm such a blessing to have you in my life and
Thank
to
you.
see your growth.
Me too.
Not only professional, because we always work together, and one of the hardest working person I've known of you, that I know it is you, but the same way, the same passion that you love others. And thank you for never changing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a good day. See you in the next one.
Blessing day.